especially a big guy like me, 6 foot 210. If you're a man, you can't be a victim and you are automatically in the wrong. Well, if you're a woman, you're automatically innocent, according to Gwen.
Content creator decides they want to make amends and make it right, and they hold a big kumbaya lie for everyone. Only,
first of all, I don't think that I mean, I wish Dalton would come in here because I don't think that's what happened. I would love to get his side of the story. I don't think that that's what happened, but again, I was working at that time. I think what happened was Kane was making videos. Kane was actually stirring the shit pot, and Kane was going after Dalton to try and silence me further, probably for Lady Guinevere, probably because they're all friends. By the way, if you guys know me, I really don't pay attention to the comments. I'm sorry. So if anybody sees a comment,
I'm trying to keep up with them.
Thanks, love. But Kane is the one that was stirring the shit pot, and he was the one keeping this shit going. It wasn't just, it wasn't just out of the blue. I don't think it was a kumbaya thing. I think Dalton wanted to try and resolve things, not make up.
And they hold a big kumbaya lie for everyone. Only once it starts, the years of pain inflicted to the victims comes out, and it turns into one big shouting match.
You want to talk about the pains of the victims? I was literally having a trauma response. Melanie got pissed off at me for the way that I was behaving and reacting. Dalton eventually got mad at me too. And I was repeatedly saying, it's not you guys. I love you guys. I adore you guys. I'm not responding this way because of you guys. It's Jenny in the comments section. Dalton was reading her comments and it was triggering me, knowing that she was in there, and he was reading the comments and her comments were triggering me, and him allowing her up there like he did, knowing, because I emailed or I sent him a message on Instagram with her videos, with her face, telling him what she did and proof of what she did, and he still allowed her up there. And then he tried gaslighting me and telling me that I didn't want to let him hear what she said. Well, how come over a month ago, in your Instagram messages, you have a message from me saying, if you want to hear her out, go ahead, but be prepared, your head is going to hurt. I literally told him. I never tried to stop him. If I said anything, it would have been a warning, not trying to stop him, but a warning, because these people will stalk and harass him, and they'll label him as a P3DO, which is, I don't know for fact, but I heard they already did that. So he's getting what he deserves for not trusting people that actually had his best interests and was showing it. I literally tried to show it. I did nothing but support him and Mel.
And instead of the content creator allowing the victims to have a voice and staying silent, this content creator was more concerned with the fact that it was their platform.
I'm going to stop it right there because, again, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Dalton did stay silent and just watched the chaos. And it was chaos. And I was actually surprised that he didn't take more control over it. She wanted the chaos. Lady Gwen loves that shit. She says she doesn't, but she does, and it's obvious. Dalton was being quiet and he was allowing, but it got way out of control. And when he asked people, specifically Gwen, to respect that she was in his space, in his box, in other words, like she was coming into his space, his home, and causing shit, and he was just saying, hey, respect me. You're in my space right now. You don't talk over me and take control of my live. This is my live. She said, he didn't kick her. She said, well, then I'm going to leave. And she dropped. So that's another lie that she's telling against Dalton, which is not true.
Their page, and they needed everyone to know that it was their platform. Therefore, this content creator began gaslighting and silencing the voice of countless victims.
He did do that. He did silence everybody. And what bothered me, I'm just going to say this, is that he put me in that same category as all of them. And I honestly, I will forgive him for that, but I'll never trust him again.
Because after all they had allowed and done, it was more important that everyone know it was their platform. But I guess I shouldn't be too shocked, considering that this content creator claimed that they were on the Barney show and then falsely identified two different known actors as being themselves.
I'm just going to say this. I haven't verified that, whether it's true or not. I don't know, but I do not trust anything that Lady Fraudavere says.
Yeah, I was sent that video too. And although this content creator and their following are quick to demand proof and receipts from everyone else, they have yet to provide proof that they were.
Brandy, Thunda,
Yes.
did either one of you or did anybody in that group ever get the proof from Lady Guinevere that she said she was going to supply about Kane's cousin?
Nope.
Nobody's ever received the proof about Kane's
That's
cousin.
why she blocked me the next day, because I came at her hard as can be. I'm like, excuse me. Like, you
Nobody's
promised that you were
received.
going to have receipts and you have absolutely none.
There is still $1,000 on the table, possibly up to $1,500 because it's a collective effort. I've said repeatedly, I'm good for at least 1,000, even if everybody backed out. I'm good for at least 1,000. But there was collectively $1,500 available. I have changed it, and other people have said that they still will donate. The first person that can prove Kane's cousin's story, whatever Kane says in the video, and I've got it posted, the cousin left behind 3 children and a wife. If anybody can prove that story, they get $1,000. So there's $1,000 on the table still. If Kane or Lady Guinevere are alive, feel free to go over there and ask them about it right now. See if you can get the evidence. But just know, if you do that, you might subject yourself to harassment by Jenny, Kane, or anybody else. So proceed with caution.
Actually on the Barney show, and the following just seems to have let it flow like water under the bridge.
Much like the following of Kane Allen. They don't care that he committed fraud, much like the following of Penelope Bailey. They don't care that she's white, much like with Lady Guinevere, who still has never shown proof of her claims that she's native and all this other stuff. And I was quote unquote friends with her when she announced that, and I questioned it from day one. And I got told by Jesse Lee, 93, well, it would have to be a really sick person to do something like that if you're not really native. And that's just not Lady G. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She literally has multiple fraud charges, battery charges, harassment by telephone charges, and countless other charges because she doesn't care about other people.
Like, okay, moving on.
Yep, let's move on. Oh, instead of posting receipts of anything she says, she posts comical little bits from the Minions and shit in there because she wants factual information out there, right? So no receipts from her, just screenshots and videos
Because we
of
all
Minions.
know what happens when narcissistic egos are not held accountable on this app. Because the fact that these individuals seem to be okay with the aiding of harassment and stalking, manipulating, gaslighting, lying, really tells you the kind of individuals that they really are.
Considering she is good friends with Simply Nikki, Jenny Torres, Kane Allen, problematic people that do the very things that she was just talking about, people that actually stalk, harass, protect white people pretending that they're not white, pretending like the F slur constantly, telling me they want to take me out of this world while they're calling me the F slur. I thought she never would be silent about that though, right?
And that is just sad in itself.
Yeah, it is.
In closing, here and lately, I have had to make far too many of these videos.
Oh, well.
TikTok used to be a fun place. We all ran here when COVID happened because we were lonely and looking for something to do.
Brandy, Thunder, anybody in the comments, do you guys literally remember me saying?
I was going to say, oh my God, you
I know.
just said that.
I literally have said this multiple times in my lives over the past week and a half, and she's now taking this shit from me and using it. Like, I guarantee she has seen my lives because Jenny records every single one and posts them on YouTube.
Like, when I just heard that, my jaw just dropped. I'm like, hang on,
I know,
Joe's been
because
saying that.
I've been saying this. Like, this is what she does. This is what she does. I love you too.
Wow.
I just happened to see a comment.
And sadly, it has turned into a literal cesspool.
And honestly, I feel it's because of her and her friends. I feel the cesspool are the people that are committing fraud out here. I have never had in my bio a Cash App, a PayPal, I'm not the one trying to make money off of other people. I'm not the one trying to scam other people. I'm not the ones asking to give $10,000 to Kane Allen using somebody else's tragedy for a GoFundMe that wasn't vetted properly. I vetted that GoFundMe after she boosted it and asked to get him $10,000. What kind of big content creator does that? With great power comes great responsibility. And Lady Guinevere 75, aka Heather Lynn DeGroy from Port St. Lucie County. Oh my God, her real name was used. That puts her life in danger. No, it doesn't. You pansy. No, it doesn't. You little Twinkie. It doesn't. You're just too sensitive and soft. Log off the app.
Of drama.
That's all
and as
she's
far
about.
as this mess goes, this is all I have to say on the matter. Because the fact that this content creator pretended to be sorry and brought victims up and then gaslighted them and cared more about what they had to say than the victims' stories.
I will say she is right about that. With what Dalton did, I do feel that she is actually accurate. I called it out when I thought she was wrong, and I'm calling it when I think she's right.
Tells me every single thing I need to know, because if that content creator was truly, truly sorry, the apology and the accountability would have been much louder than the action.
I want to correct myself, though. I don't think he was trying to do an apology. I think he was trying to get things resolved. But I also question, I don't know for sure, but I question, because of how things were handled, if he was just trying to get drama and trying to get clout off of creating drama, because sometimes I think he might do that. I don't know. I'm basing my judgment. Again, it's my opinion. It's not fact. I'm basing it off of what I've witnessed the past month and a half, and especially earlier this week.
In the first place.
Ugh, her face. I can't stand her. I really can't stand her. There is another video I want to address that she made after this, which she goes on to kind of repeat herself and say more bullshit. But before I do that, I kind of wanted to pause for a minute and see if you guys had anything you wanted to say.
I'm good so far. I don't know where Thunder went. Their comments, though, have been repeatedly saying that there's absolutely no proof that anybody's heard yet. Let me see. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but I was eating too.
I'm going to try and scroll all the way back and see if I can.
Now, Joe, do you think, like, because I kept hearing, like, the little minion things coming, do you think that's her way of, like, diverting people from actually, like, seeing the proof? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's her way of trying. So Exodus used to do this, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's still in communication with him and getting input from him. I really wouldn't. But I think it's her way of basically trying to make it funny so that people will like her, because who doesn't like funny shit, right? Who doesn't like comedy? But it's also, I think, a distraction from the fact that she's not posting any proof. She doesn't post any proof of anything. Like, if she had proof, she posted a screenshot of some people on the Barney show. But if she had proof that that wasn't Dalton, why didn't she post proof that it wasn't him? Like,
exactly.
There's no proof ever posted on her videos. Her videos are always just her. In fact, true story, last I checked, which was several months ago, she still has a video up. She presented this video on TikTok, and she was asking everybody to make a call to action to call this place where this officer worked at. He was evidently an officer and a pastor. And the church that he worked at, he was preaching very homophobic things. I was the only one that I know of that actually called the number. And when I called, they told me, oh, he was fired a year and a half or like 2 years prior. Why didn't she know that before she posted the video? That means that she's posting the number, but she didn't even call it. So she's expecting all her followers to do the vetting for her and the calling for her, and nobody's doing it. It's the same thing with the Grape Day guy that nobody called. Everybody just wants to make videos and get attention, but nobody's actually taking action on this shit. If she vetted that story at all, she would have known that. I told her that, and she still left the video up because it was getting a lot of attention. She never took it down. So it shows you a lot about the content of her character or the lack thereof in that action alone. She just wants attention. She's not out for the truth. She's out for attention for herself. That's it.
Well, the thing is, even through that whole little me having my fucking come apart on her with Lisa and that thing you posted,
Yeah.
she never even sent a picture of that letter that she had that she was waving around. I'm like, well, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
That was a blank piece of paper, and you were able to.
Well, it wasn't blank. There was a letterhead on it, and it wasn't even set up like a normal business letter would be. There was no date, no address, no.
Well, the piece of paper that she was waving around in the video that she made was blank, but the one that you're talking about, I think, was in the call that you had with Lisa.
Yeah.
That was a different piece of paper. That actually did have something on it.
But she never sent it to where it could be read.
Right, because you found the document online, and the document is a much different story than what she
Well,
done.
the only one that was I addressed in that one, aside from all of her regular, she's a fucking retard. Excuse my language, but she is. She's. I know. I'm sorry, but that's the only word that I had at that moment. So sorry, didn't mean to hurt nobody's feelings.
It's all right.
She is a plumb fucking idiot. She is the dumbest broad I've ever met in my life. That was only one document that I held up, and that was something I printed off, and it was the last thing uploaded in the first case, and it was a return to felony. And she told me that didn't exist. That's when I lost my shit.
So I'm gonna.
I don't lie. Everybody knows that. I have no reason to.
She's not a good person.
Horrible, horrible person.
So there was another video that I wanted to find, and because it was the one that she made right after this, and just bear with me, I'm trying to find it. And no, I don't, she's got to realize, like, she's on a public platform, just like the judge told her. The same rules that apply for everybody else apply to her too. She's on a public platform. Anybody can go check her content. That's not stalking and harassing. If she wants to be left alone, she can block me, which she had not done previously. And if she's going to make videos about me, I have the right to go over there and respond to those videos and clarify shit. That is my First Amendment right. She tries to silence people's First Amendment rights all the freaking time. She just wants to set her narrative. She doesn't care about other people defending themselves or the truth or anything like that. Brandy, while I'm looking for this, do you want to? Oh, and by the way, Jenny, I know you're probably in here. There's no way in hell I'm going live with you ever again. You've gotten more time from me than you've ever deserved, and I think I could speak for Brandy when I say the same thing goes for her. You've had enough conversations, and all you do is take sound bites from them. You proved it today in the invitation that you sent, that all you're looking for is sound bites. What I said was, if you come after my family, then your family is not safe, including your kids. I'm sorry. If you come after mine, but you just want to take the part where I say, then your kids aren't safe, right? You just want that soundbite to try and paint a narrative about people because you're deflecting away from what you're doing. Brandy, you got those receipts, and you want to tell your story?
I can kind of tell my story, but yeah, hang on, let me pull them up real quick.
I'm going to make your screen big. Oh, hold on. I almost disconnected you.
Okay.
Didn't mean to do that. And I'm going to mute while you tell your story.
I mean, it started off with, hang on, let's see where I.
Oh shit, I'm being reported. Hold on.
Well, of course, because it's time to tell the story now.
I'm not exiting. It just made me do something, and I think I just verified it, so I think I'm good.
Okay. So it started for me about almost 2 years ago, and Jenny came after me because of Kane, pretty much, and because of Heather DeGroy, Lady G. Me and Lady G got into it because I wanted proof of Kane's cousin. And Kane was coming after me because of things that was said about my family, et cetera, et cetera. So he needed to get Jenny in there for whatever reason. Well, within the first month of her coming at me, she had 58 pictures and videos of my children. This is my son here. And as you can see, that is not my YouTube. That is her YouTube. She has, oh, hang on. This is the video that it was taken off of, and it can just show you right there how much she zoomed into my son's bottom 58. Yes, that is my son. And at first, her first interaction with my child was she doxed my son when he was 14 years old. She doxed his football team. She doxed his jersey. She doxed his team, his schedule, then went and did, let's see, she recorded my son's football live when he was in Texas. And then when we were in Texas, she did send a message to go meet for milk and cookies.
Did
Yes.
Did she post the entire live of the football game?
To be honest with you, I was so infuriated when I seen it. I just screen recorded what she had posted, but I don't know. I think she did, from what she says. She did. And she admitted that she was on the outside watching. And we had, like, for her saying that we don't ever go, that I've never gone live with her, but then she posts our live. She's insane.
So, Brandy, I'm sorry. Just to clarify, Jenny posted your minor child in a video all over her page?
She has posted several videos of my minor child. Yes.
I think you counted how many photos and videos she had with your kid in it. I can't remember the exact number. How many?
58.
Well, I think that's how old Kane's father is.
Well, that's creepy. Yeah, 58 pictures and videos, and that was just within the first month with my children.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to mute again.
No, you're fine because you're helping me to remember, Joe. So please stay on.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just going to mute while you tell your story.
Okay. Yeah, Kat. Well, my son had to change his number, and it's 58, but he was 24. And she was stating that her reason for doxing my son is because he plays for the Portage Indians, and that he's racist and he does this and this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's so racist of him. However, when she's recording his football game right here, because he's so racist and all, he was playing for the Vipers. She seems to leave that part out. But he was racist because the football team that he played for with Pop Warner and he plays for now is the Indians. But I also did have to call his school. When he was in private school, I had to give them Jennifer's name, Kane's name, Nikki's name, Marie King's name, and Baylor's names because my son's school was being contacted at that time. And let me see, I have a picture of the live that me and Jenny didn't have where Nikki's in there, and I had just stated, I'm like, yo, I had to call my kid's school. And that was the live that I didn't have with her. This was in January when she first came at me, and when I was telling her, I'm like, take my kids off of your social media, and that was wrong of me to ask her to do that according to the live that we had.
And she came at you because your kid was playing for the Portage
Indians.
Well, wait a minute. Doesn't Kane wear a hat for them?
He wears a hat that has the exact same symbol, the exact same logo as my son's football team. Yes.
Weird.
That's very weird. And the last I checked, it's not her business who my son plays for. So there's that. It's not her business. And last I checked, she's not his mom. The end. Yet here's a conversation where she's asking about my child. Why are you asking about my child? She's coming into my DMs on Instagram asking about my child. She's always asking about my child. She's always been so obsessed with my child. Here's another video of my child on her account. You can't see the account because of how it's cropped, I guess. But you can see that she's responding to Blaze about something with a video of my child. I don't know why. Hang on, I have plenty more. Here's an instance. She has stated so many times that I've lost count that she wants to be my son's mommy, M-A-M-I. That's disgusting. This one is one that she says M-O-M-M-Y. But let me see if I can find the one where she says M-A-M-I because that's stated multiple times. This right here was in her video. That's my son's headband. By the way, after she cut her hair like my child and made this huge video about it. That's my son's headband. Let me see. That's a video on her page. Those are my children there. I don't know how to swipe through these real quick. This is on her YouTube account right here in the smaller pictures where she's saying that she wants to be my son's mommy. My son's 14. Just for anybody that didn't hear that. He's 14. She's 44. She's made multiple videos like wishing me and my husband were not here anymore, and then trying to ask my son to reach out to her if he needs help to get away from me and my husband. That's grooming right there. Joe, have I missed anything? I mean, there's a lot.
I know. Milk and cookies. I know she was the wellness check or the CPS call.
The CPS, yep, CPS showed up at my son's school.
That actually makes Ozzy a victim. That is a real victim, Gwen, in case you're watching and paying attention. Again,
yeah, my son has autism, and that really messed him up.
That caused him harm.
It caused him harm because he was taken out of public school when he was in the 3rd grade, put into private school because he's autistic. He can't tolerate being in large groups. He can't do it. And so we jerked him out of public school, put him in private school. Well, in order for him to play football, which has been his medication, that has been the only thing that has kept my son going, is football, because he can put that helmet on and he disappears behind that helmet and he can go out on that football field and he can get his aggression out and do whatever. So in order for him to continue to play football, we had to take him out of private school and put him in public school. So he went from a school with 200 kids to a school with 4,000 within the first week. My child was pulled out of his piano class to go speak to a stranger to tell that stranger where his mommy was touching him. That devastated the hell out of my child. There's no words to describe what that did to my kid. That's a victim, Gwen. That's a victim. Jenny, fuck you. To ever do that to a child? For what? For what? And she used his legal name. His legal name is nowhere. Nowhere. His legal name is nowhere at all. So, Gwen, if you're watching that is a 14-year-old little boy that she did that to. A 14 little boy that was already suicidal. And that's why we had to take him out of public school. So thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Kane, for sending her after me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, it was Kane. Here's what a lot of people need to realize is that it all does stem from Unir Viata, the self-proclaimed gay anti-racist, who several people have said he's been racist, and Heather DeGroy. Scott